Meanwhile, the cash-strapped state government will fork out up to $300,000 to take part in a mining tax court challenge. As Ursula Hager reports, the Attorney-General claims we can't afford not to.
Julia Gillard and Campbell Newman met behind closed doors in Brisbane, the rift between the state government and Canberra reaching a new low as Queensland joins a High Court challenge to the mining tax.
This is to protect the interests of Queenslanders.
Costing up to $300,000, the state will intervene on the challenge led by Fortescue Metals.
Well, we have to be able to afford it because, yes, the state is in a dire financial situation, but we can't just sit back and let the federal government continue to tax the people of Queensland.
But the federal government claims that puts tax breaks for 560,000 Queensland businesses at risk.
But the mining tax is there to spread the benefits of the boom to every corner of our great state.
Treasurer Swan also hitting out at Queensland's richest man, Clive Palmer.
The LNP in Queensland is prepared to fund a futile challenge because they owe people like Mr Palmer so much.
But even though he earns millions in royalties, Mr Palmer says he's not affected by the tax because with his projects in WA, he's the landlord. He also claims it's just another personal attack from Mr Swan, which has no substance.
There is no doubt that the mining tax is bad for the Australian states.
The legal argument against the mining tax claims that it's unconstitutional because it differentiates between the states and hinders their ability to encourage mining growth. The High Court is expected to hear the case at the start of next year. Ursula Hager, 10 News.
Now, for some more on this story, we go to National Affairs editor Paul Bongiorno. And Paul, the coalition is confident the mining tax is playing badly for Labor in the battleground states of Queensland and WA. So is this challenge more about politics than the law itself?
Well, Bill, I'm pretty confident you could say that there is no doubt that federal Labor needs to win minds and hearts in Queensland and, of course, a lot of votes. Now, as we saw, Treasurer Swan believes his mining tax actually spreads the benefit of the mining boom, and he's very confident it can withstand legal challenge. Interestingly, the Liberal Premier of WA agrees with that. Colin Barnett said earlier this year that he didn't think the challenge would succeed. A senior Liberal told me he too believes that the case against the tax is weak, but it's worth a stroll in the park, he says, because the High Court's been quite unpredictable lately. But the real reason, the big benefit for the LNP in Queensland and the federal opposition is it keeps uncertainty around the Gillard government right into next year, which of course is an election year.
Very important. Thank you, Paul Bongiorno, Canberra.